come to our next topic, that is based upon layers. What is a layer? I told you firstly that a layer is any visible region or any object which is visible is called layer. Same definition. Any object which is visible is called layer basically. Okay, so there are 4 types of layers we will discuss today here. 3 I'm going to explain and 1 I'm not going to explain. The reason is, well, I will let you know. So starting on from our first thing, 4 types of layers are there. Okay, 4 types of layers. One is the transparent. Number 1 is opaque. One is opaque, one is transparent, one is translucent, and the other is projective. Okay, I will explain one by one. First is opaque, transparent, translucent, and projective. I'm not gonna explain you projective one. It is later I will explain, not now. Now we will only discuss 3 types of layers, which includes opaque, transparent, translucent, and opaque, transparent, and translucent one. Okay, first of all, what is opaque? You must have learned in science that any object which has any shadow, which casts any shadow, is called an opaque object. But here there is, you see there is no shadow here. Whether well you can create it. Anyways, opaque is that layer which is fully visible to you. And opacity, I also told you that here you can see opacity button, opacity, which you can use to increase or decrease opacity. Like I am changing opacity of this text right now. It is visible and non-visible. Yeah, this again back. So opacity, opaque is basically a type of opacity. Opaque is basically referred to as any visible region, any visible, it is fully visible, not like this one which is half visible and half not, and 50% visible, 50% not. So it is a full visible region. Its full visible region is opaque. Next comes transparent, and remember, we can change or we can increase or decrease the opacity or transparency of any object or any text or any layer and this and that. So next comes the transparent one. Transparent, you must know what is transparent. The thing which you can see at the back is known as transparent. For example, this is the layer, this is the back, or let me further explain you with a good example. Firstly I will select this one. Yeah, so here it is. Okay. So transparency is basically same as opacity, but transparency, the main difference between opaque and transparency is that, so the main difference is that opaque refers to opacity is referred to a certain is restricted to a certain object or certain text or a certain layer, whereas transparency refers to a whole. Here there are three layers present. One is this one, this text layer, and this photo one. So when we will refer to transparency, then we will change. Then it will refer to whole whole our artwork where we are working. Whereas when we will refer to any opacity, then we will refer to a certain, for example, if we refer to opacity of this one, then only this will only this layer will be affected, this text layer will be affected, neither of others will be affected. So main difference is that transparency is referred to a whole artwork, whereas opacity or opaque layer is referred to a certain layer. Okay, and the next comes the translucent one. Translucent is a bit kind of transparent, but translucent is that you can see if we have placed any if we have pasted this layer in a background. Let just lock that working. So for example, look, the text is gone now, whereas it is below this layer. So if we want to make it visible, we have selected this layer and we are decreasing its opacity. Now it is below that layer. Look, it is below that layer. So you can see the below or background letter what I have written here. This type of layer is known as translucent one, in which you can see the background, what is happening in background and what is going on in background, basically, in simple words. And this is translucent one. And the next comes projective one. Projective one is basically a 3D one, like you can get that in a projection, or when you refer to any project, it is almost a 3D kind of bit. So projective layer is a 3D layer, and just I will tell you a few words, just remember those words. Projective layer, in projective layer we merge a printed layer underlying the 3D layer. Okay, means the printed layer is what you can say. I can't explain right now because you don't know the terms what we will refer to. I will explain it further later, and I will have a certain lecture on this projective layer, inshallah, few days later, because at this moment you can't understand this one because we haven't read 3D yet. So just remember the 4 types of layer. Just remember the name: opaque, transparent, translucent, and projective one. And I hope this, I know this is a boring lecture, but you have to bear this one up. Anyway, this was all from me today, and for question and queries you can ask me in the comment section, or you can find me on Instagram as OPAQUE Tariq and ABT & Co. Also the company is also registered there now, and you can also find us on Google. You can search ABT & Co. there. We are also available there. And don't forget to subscribe and watch my next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.